What's up, guys? This is the Two Broke Gamers podcast. I am Steve.
And I'm Ricky.
And this is a special Smash episode thing.
Well, it's our third segment. And
It's segment number 3. It's dedicated solely to Smash.
Especially with what had happened on day 2 of Nintendo.
Because a lot of stuff happened.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, we usually do 2 breaks like we talked about before. This one's the third one because it's a special E3 extravaganza. This is our second week talking about Smash. I don't know if this will be a reoccurring thing, but who knows?
Well, we're Smash fanboys, so...
Yeah, and I definitely watch all the tournaments and pros.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be a pro one day. Who knows? Got to practice.
But we'll start with some new arrival characters.
Yes. Day 2 started off with the arrival of Palutena and the Miis, the 3 Mii versions of Miis. Now,
we touched on Palutena and the Mii Force. I'm going to call them that.
Yeah.
Because they're stupid. We touched on that a little bit in one of the previous segments we did.
Now, and you also, which we forgot about the last segment they're talking about in day 2, later on that night, they had a conference after the Smash Invitational, and they released 1.5 more characters. I'll say 1.5 because I still have hope. I have hope.
I'm 99.9% sure, but we'll touch on this.
Yeah, they announced Pac-Man, which was announced.
That video was really cool, by the way.
Yes.
I loved that video. As much as I disagree with Pac-Man in the game, I loved the video.
Well, here's the thing. Namco was helping Nintendo and the company that makes Smash Bros. I already forget their name right now. Because it's run by
Lazy Dog or something.
No, not Lazy Dog.
Lazy Dog there was a company named Lazy Dog.
Yeah, that's the guys who make Uncharted or Last of Us or
yes,
Naughty Dog.
No, there was
actually
I remember because I plugged in my Nintendo 64 the other day to play the original Smash, and they have a little dog. It's like milking puppies or something. I don't know. It's called like Lazy Dog or something. I don't know.
No, actually it's Sora Limited. That's what the company that's making.
What
am
I thinking of?
No.
I know there's a dog with milking puppies. It's the weirdest logo ever.
I am definitely going to keep that in. Let the people comment on that one because that's gold. What the hell is that? What the hell? Who put a logo of a dog milking other dogs? Like, what is wrong with you?
No, it was like feeding puppies. I don't know.
Anyway, Sora Limited. So,
and there's the Bumblebee too.
Yeah, that was Hudson. That was Hudson Soft. That that's different. That company shut down a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, Sora Limited is making Smash Bros. In conjunction, I guess you could say, with Namco.
Yeah.
And you knew at some point they were gonna have Pac-Man. Like they had to. Like people didn't want to accept it. People didn't want to agree with it. But Pac-Man had to be in the game. He had to. If not, people were thinking it was going to be like a Tekken character, which is like, nah, I don't know about that one. But Pac-Man was kind of a surprise, but not really. But then it became, okay, how good of a character can he be? And with the release trailer that came out, he looks like a pretty good damn character.
Yeah, he looks interesting. I still don't agree with him being in the game, though.
Dude, you have Mega Man, because that was the thing. They showed during the meeting that Sakurai had with the media, and he played basically the whole like old school characters. He had Mario, Sonic, Pac-Man, and Mega Man on the same stage fighting each other, which was just
was pretty cool. The
yeah.
history, 4 of the iconic video game characters of the time.
Yeah, especially of old school gaming, and of course Pac-Man won, who was controlled by Sakurai.
Yeah. So when Sakurai won, it was like troll.
But the end of the trailer because there was a meeting with the media, and after that meeting was done, that's when the Pac-Man trailer was released. And now at the end of the video, Game & Watch comes on, Mr. Game & Watch, which I was like, oh my god, he's back.
Which Game & Watch is Ricky and I both love Game & Watch.
Dude, he was like my dude in Brawl.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They haven't officially announced Game & Watch. But yet, why would you render a moving sprite nonetheless, just for a video?
Yeah, it was just, I don't understand that. And yeah, they pointed that Game & Watch is from 1980 and Pac-Man was from 1980. I'm like, yeah. I hope Game & Watch has to be in a game. Because when they were showing the Amigos, I'm sorry, not the Amigos. I had it in my head.
Amiibos.
When they were showing the Amiibos.
The Amigos. That's a better name. I like it.
When they were showing the Amiibos, they showed basically what characters are going to be, because they had an image of what the Amiibos were going to, they had the image, and they held all the circled images of all the characters that were going to be Amiibos. Now, they had a picture of Game & Watch in there. So he has to be in Smash. No matter what, he has to be in Smash 4. He has to be. Not only that, they also showed an 8-bit Mario. So now there's starting rumors that 8-bit Mario might be in Smash Bros. 2 now.
Huh.
Which,
I don't like that.
why not?
It's stupid.
I mean, hey, you know what? If you're going to have Game & Watch, might as well have another flat character.
But I feel like as Game & Watch might be flat, but like, what are you gonna do with Mario? With what are you gonna do differently between 8-bit Mario and Mario?
Stuff.
Blick, like no.
He could shoot fireballs that are more not random like Mario's fireballs are, but they're in a line, but you could have like more control over them. Like they're more in a direction or a predictable direction versus that.
Yeah, no. By the way, this whole time that we've been talking, I've been looking up the logo of the dog. It's actually HAL Laboratory Incorporated, but it's a dog with like eggs.
Yeah, HAL.
Yeah, HAL.
Okay.
H-A-L. But like, it's a dog. It's a dog like hatching eggs. I don't understand what this logo is. But okay,
You thought there were puppies being breastfed, though, dude.
Oh, it's close enough. It's hatching eggs. I don't understand. Dogs don't lay eggs. I don't know. This is science, but. No, back to Game & Watch. Game & Watch, I love Game & Watch. But like, no, actually, we're past Game & Watch. We're on the stupid 8-bit Mario idea. No, nope.
So he was announced, and that was the latest character to be announced so far. I was checking just in case if anything can change between when we upload this and that, and of course we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Now, going into the next day, which had the going backwards now.
Pac-Man was announced.
Yeah, when Pac was announced, but going back before that, we did have the Smash Invitational Tournament, which I thought went very well. The crowd was very hype.
The crowd's energy was really inspirational. Like, it was. I'm not gonna say inspirational. It was like very encouraging. That's the word I'm looking for. It was encouraging for the game.
Now, people did notice some things, like the hit stun was a lot delayed in the game.
But remember, this game is still being made.
Oh, dude, and that's something I want to touch on. Why are people complaining about a game that's not finished yet?
Like, people love to complain. That's who human beings are. They love to complain.
It's so dumb, but like I didn't find anything bad because I didn't want to see anything bad. I seriously watched that event live from start to finish, and I actually stopped what I was doing because I was trying to do some chores in the meanwhile until the grand finals happened between Zero, who bodied me online one time. Because I was like, you know what? I want to play a pro player one time. I tried to play Zero and he bodied me. But it was between CT0, Gonzalo Zero. I think he's going by CT0. But it's him and it was Hungry Box fighting each other in the end. And, how the tournament worked actually was that each character had a lottery, and they had to pick like which character they wanted. Now, some people were going to fight over Marth because, Ken was in the tournament too, and Ken's like the greatest Smasher ever. He's the king of Smash.
Yeah.
And people were just like, oh, I'm going to grab Smash. I'm going to grab Marth first. I'm going to grab Marth first. And then next thing you know, everybody that said they were going to do it skipped so that Ken could get Marth. And I was like, you bunch of punks. I think there was more like crap talking. But in all honesty, I did not see Ken using anybody but Marth, honestly.
Yeah.
Because that's him. Ken is Marth. End of story.
Yeah, but I also feel like the purpose of this invitational, well, while it was to get exposure to the game, which doesn't need exposure. I think everyone who wants to know about this game knows about it. It was also like, I think it was a showcase as well as a play test.
Yeah, and that was the thing too. Like, people didn't like how the players played, and it's like, dude, hold on. Let's slow your horses here. Do realize that these guys and girls, got to play the game maybe an hour or two before the event.
Yeah.
And people, I mean, if you're expecting those pro players to look like pro players in a game that they just played, that's a dumb mentality.
Right.
And not only that, I mean, think about how when you and I started playing Brawl or playing Melee, playing even 64.
Well, like I started on the 64.
Yeah.
That was my first Smash.
Yeah.
So
and it's not like you were good when you first played it.
Probably not.
No,
but the thing was, when I transferred over to Melee, like, the new game came out, I was buns at Melee.
Yeah.
Like, I'm probably still buns at Melee, but I'm better than, most people. But it's not the point.
But
it took me a while to adapt to Melee going from 64. Like, I was like, you can charge your smashes now? Whoa. You have an extra B move? Whoa. Like, it was just completely different things.
Yeah.
So, like, while I feel like this game doesn't look too different from Brawl, you don't know. I don't know because I haven't played it.
Yeah. Now I did.
You went to Nintendo World to try this game out.
I had to strategically plan my day. So, but before we get into that, Now, the tournament happened, and they had to pick a fan favorite. Now, people were trying to pick the fan favorite of Marth. Marth, you could tell like they try to have Ken pass, but after a while, it's like, all right, you know what, dude, you're not doing it. You're not doing it, dude. Because even Ken looked bad,
Yeah.
and that's a guy who knows his character. But that's when you could tell that the characters were also changed as well. Now, Hungrybox and Zero really adapted to the characters. Hungrybox had picked Kirby,
and then Zero had Zero Suit Samus, which was awfully fitting.
which was but not only that, but that character he figured out so quickly that
When you compare it to the Zero Suit Samus from Brawl,
or even Project Now.
yeah, but like they changed that character.
Oh yeah,
Like it's almost a completely different character.
well yeah, she's separate now. She can't transform into Samus.
But even then,
anymore
like
either.
even then, her moves are a little different. Like she does have she still uses the whip a lot, but she has her up B a little different. Like she has like rocket boots now instead. Like it's weird. She's a different character. So to adapt that quickly, that's impressive.
Yeah, and that grand finals actually went to a sudden death, but people don't know if even in the first game, people were guessing, all right, are we going to reduce the stock so we can get the 8-minute time limit in, or is it slow like Brawl because that or oh they were both camping, it was like, dude, it was a trial, stop it.
Which I have to say, from watching the invitationals, one of the things I pointed out to myself, and then you pointed it to me, and I was like, oh, I noticed that too, was the amount of hit points it took to knock people out.
Oh yeah,
it was incredibly high.
yeah.
I'm used to Smash games where when you're at 100, you're like, crap, I'm gonna die right now. You get knocked out at 120, but these people are living into 170, 180. I'm like, this is incredibly high for a Smash game.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed that too. Like, and that's where that's why I feel like I think of that. I think of Fox, because I saw that they really nerfed Fox in this new Smash Bros. Game, because his up smash is really like the most
smash.
that ain't Falco.
That ain't Falco.
His up smash is really powerful in every game.
And then I saw this, and there was a point where he's like, the first up smash that he landed, it was like it killed somebody, and I was like, oh, and the announcer was like, that's the Fox up smash, his bread and butter. And then the second up smash, he hit it on a high HP target. It didn't kill them, and everybody's kind of and everybody just what?
Yeah.
Didn't kill him? Like that's Fox's move.
But you know what else didn't kill too? That was supposed to kill in one match, and I forget which one it was, when somebody was playing Little Mac. And he has that build-up power where it's a one-hit knockout guaranteed. And he did the one-hit knockout, but it at 0% on somebody, and they flew off the stage.
Well, I think it's supposed to be like a Luigi Dragon Punch, Jigglypuff's rest move, where it's supposed to do a lot of damage. Like you're supposed to use it on a character that has some damage on them. It did like 39 damage, but it didn't knock them out.
Yeah, it did 39
from a 0
damage.
HP. But he used it on I think the only other time I saw it land, he landed on Luma. So
yeah,
it's like
it just knocked him out.
Yeah, it knocked Luma out, but it's Luma, so it's like the ice climber is like it's like Nana. Okay, well, congratulations, you knocked out my stupid little side piece. You didn't knock me out. But it's just seeing these high numbers, these 180s, 190s even. I saw some people going to 200s, and I was like, these guys should be knocked out.
Yeah. But I think I found some DI. Some people said the DI don't exist. I did notice some DI where people were getting knocked out and they're turning around the stage and trying to get knocked out and getting back on the stage. I did notice some DI, honestly. A lot of people didn't want to notice that. I don't know. I can't give an example, but I know I've seen it.
Yeah.
I definitely seen some DI on there. But I know there's no wave dashing. I know that's confirmed. But
you said to me, you said, I think I saw some wave dashing. I was like, I didn't see wave dashing.
I thought I saw some Little Mac dancing, like a dash dancing. I thought I saw that, but apparently it might have just been his role. Like his role might have been looked like that, honestly. But the tournament was great. It was fun, and I did like the ending. Dr. PP, or as they call him, PPMD, won the fan favorite tournament with Fox. Lo and behold, and then Zero beat Hungrybox at the end,
which was Zero Suit versus Kirby.
Yeah, which is known as a big mismatch in Brawl, and in, I believe, in Brawl mostly, and in Project M. So that was another thing too. The matchups, are they going to be imbalanced just like the other games? That was another thing that people had brought up too.
Yeah, which I feel like Kirby is just not. I feel like Kirby has been subpar forever.
Yeah,
it's just he's always been a lightweight.
And he's a good starter character for a lot of people.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Kirby's just not there competitively.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
But, I mean, Chudak can use Kirby, without a problem.
No, there are people who can use Kirby. And, the ones who can use him are pretty good. Just be aware that your character you're using can be flicked off the map.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, I mean, out of the things that we noticed from the tournament, I mean, that was really it. I mean, it was fun, and then I couldn't wait to try it out myself because I definitely wanted to.
Which you did. You went to Nintendo World. I'm jealous. I just didn't have the...
Dude, I told you I would have paid for your trip. I really could have. Come on now.
That's the super broke. But I wasn't going to let that happen. I was like, as much as I wanted to, I'm not going to ask you to pay for me.
Because, there was the two options I had. We had the Best Buy, which for the closest one near to us is in West Nyack. Besides that, there was a city with Nintendo World. The Nintendo World was really a last-minute thing for me because I didn't find that out until sometime after they announced the Best Buy. Because I was stuck on going to Best Buy.
Yeah.
And apparently from what we talked to somebody down here in the studio. We recorded our local college studio here, which is why we sound very professional for a beginner podcast. So... we talked to someone here who also is a Smash fan, and he said he went himself to the Palisades.
No, one of his friends went down to the Palisades, and he waited on a 3-hour line to play for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, and that's another thing I want to talk about. So, I went down to Nintendo World after work. One of my jobs anyway. I may be a broke gamer, but I still got to get some money to pay some rent, right? So, I went down there about 5:30ish after my job and whatnot, and it was fun. I mean, it was crowded. It wasn't as crowded as maybe Best Buy is, but it was still crowded. People were sitting on the couch watching the E3 Treehouse, and they had that corner set up on the second floor for Smash Bros. For Wii U. And they also, what sold me on going to the Nintendo World in the first place was the fact that they didn't offer the 3DS version at Best Buy. It was only the Wii U version. So that's why I was like, dude, I want to try out both versions. And I saw some friends there that I didn't expect to see, and I was like, oh, snap, you're playing Smash 2. What a coincidence. So... how they worked it was actually really smart and handy. You had to get a wristband. So I had to wait an hour actually to play. So that's actually a much better improvement than having to wait 3 hours.
Yeah.
So I had to wait an hour to play. But I got there at 5:30, got my wristband. It was for 6:30. I was like, okay, so I hang around. I saw one of Pro Smasher Wes. Shout outs to him. He was really cool. He and I had a conversation about the tournament and such too.
Cool.
And he and I saw eye to eye on some things that, the community and whatnot. But
maybe we can have him as a guest one day.
Hey, who knows? So... and then I got my turn, and I played with two other friends that I met up down there. Now, the game seems very laggy a little bit for the controls, but I don't know if it's because what I didn't like immediately, and it's the same thing at all the Best Buys, is the fact that you didn't get the option of the GameCube controller. I did not. I really wanted to play it with a familiar controller. That was my thing.
Which you used the Pro controller.
Yeah, the Pro controller was the only controller available.
Now I said at the Invitationals and a lot of the stuff we were seeing where they're showcasing these things at E3.
Like in Conan,
they're using GameCube controllers, right?
Yeah, Conan even had GameCube controllers. Really? Come on.
I feel like the reason why the public isn't getting the GameCube controllers yet is because the adapter technically doesn't exist yet.
All right, I can see it. It's not mass produced yet.
It's not mass produced, right? So it's if you're showcasing it for a national, for a big event, for TV, for the world to see, you want to have your best stuff out there.
Yeah.
But for the average gamer, go test it. Yeah, you can use the Pro controller, noob.
Yeah, but even Nintendo World though. Come on now, Nintendo World.
I'm a little shocked to hear that, but again, goes back to my point where it's not the GameCube adapter isn't necessarily an official thing yet.
Yeah, well,
it's been announced, but it's not it's
not mass produced
right
yet.
It's not mass produced, so that's why we're using Pro controllers at all these things.
But I mean, I don't know if it was a lot of wireless interference or whatever the case. There's no Johns. I'm not making a John at all, but I had to be really conscious about it because there's 3 TVs set up for each Smash Bros version. They had the 4 3DSs on the table, and then of course they have about 5 TVs on the second floor with Wii controllers and the control pad, and then downstairs how many other controllers, and then all these people with cell phones and 3DSs. At some point, I felt like there might have been some sort of wireless interference because it felt kind of hard to control my characters a little bit, and I had to get used to it too because now I'm playing with a Pro controller. So I played it the first character I picked as you get 2 rounds, and that was it. I didn't really like that. I really felt like you need more than 2-minute rounds.
Yeah, if you have so many people there,
I know.
Time restraints.
Yeah.
Time constraints.
So my first character I picked was Mega Man, and the first time I played a game, I won. That was awesome, and I got the Mega Man Final Smash, which is super hype.
Nice.
So yeah, and I was figuring some things out because I mixed up my A and Bs because I'm hitting the B button like it's the A button on a GameCube controller. That's why I was messing up.
Yeah.
So, but and talking about the high percentage damage, I only got smashed once. And meanwhile, I got knocked around all over the stage. And I don't know if the stage we played on, well, the 2 stages that we played on were very, very roomy as far as like the space above and below. Because
Yeah.
I was able to revive myself every time, with a guaranteed. Like I
Yeah.
was not missing the ledge, and I was not missing like the side, like coming from the side. I was not missing any of that. So I don't know if they made recovery easier, or if it's just it's so roomy that if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna die. You know. So that's how I felt. Like I was at 150 some odd percent before somebody caught me with a lightsaber and knocked me out as Mega
Yeah.
Man. But the Mega Man, I actually liked the character. It got a little used to, and I like the power pellets that he shoots, the regular Mega
The
Buster.
lemons.
Yeah, because
The lemons.
the lemons. It's actually an 8-bit graphic. So
Yeah.
he's 3D. It's the 8-bit
Huh.
shooting out of it. So it's really cool.
That's funny.
But I won the first round because I knocked out all three other guys with one final smash. The second round was supposed to be a competition for the pin that they were giving away, and I lost that because I wanted to pick Kirby.
Oh.
I wanted to pick Kirby, and that was my mistake because somebody else picked Kirby, one of the friends I know. And he and I picked Kirby. He was obviously better than me to Kirby, but I couldn't get used to Kirby because Kirby was massively different.
Yeah.
So his hammer is different to a point where I couldn't time it correctly. But his other moves were okay, so I should have stuck with the A moves. But by the time I figured that out, it was already like I was in second place. I came in second. I was like, really?
Yeah.
But-
So it was a timed match, right?
Yeah, there's still 2-minute time matches. So minute time
He
matches.
played for 4 minutes.
Yeah, and that was it. But you need more than 4 minutes to finally judge it. But the thing is, from what I saw, you can tell it's still beta. The controller select screen, the player select screen looks really nice. I did like it. Now, when you pick from the character select screen, it's supposed to go to a
The map screen.
Yeah, but it has like a weird delay, but that's probably because it's in beta. So it goes to
Yeah.
a blank screen at first, and then the stage select. And you weren't allowed to pick a stage, so we had to pick random every time. So we played on the we played first on one of the Pilot Wing stage, and then we played on Skyloft. That was the two stages that we played on.
Okay.
So, and it wasn't bad. The graphics were really nice, but I don't know, because then I talked to one of the guys. I said, okay, because by the time I played the game, they had cut off the 3DS version.
Yeah.
So they were like, 3DS version's cut off for today. No one else is going to play it for today. I was like, can I at least watch it? Because I was like, I want to at least see what it looks like. And now they only had 3DS XLs showing the game. So in other words, I don't know if it's going to be worse on a regular 3DS or not, but the 3DS version, it looks really, really nice. I was more impressed with how it looked on the 3DS than it looked on the Wii U.
Yeah.
But I still think that's also because it's still a beta. Like, I don't know if they really finalized everything yet, like maybe graphics-wise. I don't know, but like I was more wowed. Like I was wowed with the Wii U version because of like the frame rate and everything was so fast and everything was good. But and when I played it, it's like, okay, I got to get used to controls, but you can't get used to controls one time a day in 4 minutes,
two matches.
Yeah.
So,
but the 3DS version looks really nice.
The thing I like about the 3DS version is that, at first when they showed the videos, the characters had these thick black lines around them, but you later found out you can change that to make them thinner or even just like non-existent.
Yeah.
So to me, I want them gone. I
Yeah.
I like cell shading, but I don't like the black lines like that. It's too thick.
The two guys that I looked over their shoulders to see the 3DS game, I believe they didn't have any lines, but it was so smooth that you really didn't need it. It was
Nice.
such a smooth looking game. And that's why I was surprised at how really good it looked on the 3DS. I was more amazed at that, like I said, than the Wii U version. Even though I think the Wii U version is still going to be good, in my opinion, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. The 3DS version is definitely going to be a good game. It's definitely going to be something that I'm going to definitely get.
Nice.
Now, going back to the Invitational, apparently Mewtwo King and Armada were in the crowd, and after the tournament, after stream was off, apparently, because it didn't happen on stream, they were calling for Mewtwo King to get on the stage, and he got a picture with the group, which is cool. He wasn't invited, unfortunately, and now he had wanted to come off stage from what I'm reading, and he wanted to get Armada, but once he was off stage, they were like, no, you're not getting back on stage, like, we don't like this. Like, Nintendo, apparently to a few people, Nintendo wasn't comfortable with Mewtwo King even being on the stage. But the guys who were invited, the girls and the guys who were invited, wanted him on the stage.
He's the big name in the competitive Smash community. So
Yeah. And now going to the Smash community, everybody is crapping on this game as if
they're all haters. They're all haters.
Like, I don't understand where it's coming from at all. Like think about it. Like I said, these guys and girls played this game for like a good few minutes, like a good hour or so before they could actually get on the stage and play it. And they've also played it the day after on the Treehouse. I saw Ken as Marth beating some people. I think he finally got the hang of Marth.
You got the hang of Marth.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too late. But
Yeah. But I mean, like, you can't expect it to look that great and from pro players, especially if they're playing a game for the first time. Because like I said, a lot of these people, I mean, imagine remember how we first got into games. We're going to suck when we first play a game.
Yeah, but even then, it's just, I'm going to go back to the point of this game is still being made. There are going to be glitches. There are going to be like stuff right now. Just relax. People,
and even
stop complaining. Hold your horses. Just relax and wait for the game to come out.
Yeah, like even Sakurai said, like this is a game that's still in development. Like, you know, whatever glitches are going to happen are going to happen. But it just makes me fearful of the release date. Because, yeah, like now the 3DS version got pushed back a little bit, but it has a date. It has October 3rd as a date. Hopefully that's still going to stay. That's the other thing. Because apparently he had broken down in the in that meeting that, all right, when he made Melee, he balanced Melee. He balanced Melee himself. Alone, that was it. For Brawl, he had 4 people balance it. In this one, he has 12, but there's also a ton of testers. They had to actually get a huge amount of testers and split them between the 3DS version and the Wii U version.
I would have tested.
Yeah.
I would have done it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, one of the pro players, somebody was apparently jokingly said, hey, I'll fight you in Smash, and I can be one of your testers and try to balance it for you. And his reaction, apparently, Sakurai's reaction was, have you ever made a game? Which some people thought was disrespectful, but really, you're disrespecting the guy who's making the game. Like, stop it.
I think the whole thing was blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
I think it was one joke countered by another joke, and people like, offense. Like,
yeah. Because I think a lot of people still have no faith in Nintendo, and a lot of people still don't feel like they have. And it's like, dude, they're not going to make Melee 2.0. I don't think a lot of people might need that. And even if they're going to make a game that's good, it's going to be different. No matter what, Nintendo does release a different type. They don't really release, like, the same old things, unless it's like, you know, Mario Brothers, the new Mario Brothers, you know, that's like the same old thing. But a lot of their games are always different. So it's not like they're going to go backwards. I mean, they did go backwards, technically getting an old controller back on a new game, but they're not going to go.
It's something that everybody wanted.
Yeah. And because we're used to those controls. Like, I feel like if I had the GameCube controller at the demo at Nintendo World, I feel like I would have like gotten a little bit of a hang and got a better, you know, judgment. But I felt like, you know, with the Pro controller, I wasn't used to it yet.
Yeah.
So, but to end it on this note, it's still a work in progress. Hopefully it'll come up on time. But this is still something it's not gonna be the same old stuff. It's not gonna be Brawl. It's not gonna be Melee. It's not gonna be 64. It's not even gonna be Project M.
It's gonna be its own game.
It's gonna be its own game. It's gonna have its own mechanics. It's gonna have a different play style and a different fighting style. And eventually everybody's gonna figure it out. Because at some point we're gonna all own this game. And just enjoy it for what it is, especially if it's still a party game. If people want to play it for that party game, let them play it for that party game. If people want to play it competitively and figure out how to play it competitively, and if it can be played competitively, let them, you know, and there will be a way, and especially with a new game. I mean, look at all the past games with like Street Fighter, and look at Marvel versus Capcom. You know, look at those games. Those games, you know, you had to figure things out before you go, okay, I can compete with these characters against somebody else who thinks they're better than me. And that's how it really starts. And then tournaments form and everything else forms, and people will try to outshine each other because this is what it is.
Yeah, like Mortal Kombat. How many times has Mortal Kombat changed fighting styles that I've gone from Mortal Kombat to Mortal Kombat and had like, well, I got to change this. Well, I can't do this. I got to do that. Well, like, you know, I know exactly how it is. You have to adapt to the game before you can really say something about it.
Exactly. And I think we'll leave it at that for Smash Bros. For that segment itself.
Yeah.
So
there's one more segment I want to do.
Exactly.
Where it's the characters so far who have been left out, who haven't been announced yet.
Yeah, because we still feel like there's going to be characters announced. Because right now I believe it's like 33, 34. We don't know how many slots the Miis are taking up. I can only hope it's one, and then you pick whatever.
I hope that they can delete it already, but whatever. No, there are some characters who have not been announced yet, and there could still be more new characters we don't even know, but there are some old characters I want to know, that I want to hear their names announced.
Well, I mean, we could already eliminate some of the guys who didn't make it from Melee to Brawl, like Roy and Mewtwo.
Right. So the ones who missed the train from Melee to Brawl, Mewtwo, Pichu, Young Link, Dr. Mario, and Roy, I'm gonna assume they're all dead.
Well, especially since the fact that Smash 4 already has Toon Link. You're not going to go back from Young. You're not going to have Link, Toon Link, Young Link.
Yeah,
like that's just dumb.
I'm going to assume they're all dead. Maybe Dr. Mario, maybe like an alternate skin for Mario.
I would love that.
That would be cool.
That would be pretty cool. Like they did in Project M, where it's instead of him being a separate character, you switch the skin. Boom, there he is.
I also have I want to hope that maybe Roy and Mewtwo are not completely dead and they might make an appearance, but I just don't see
maybe
it.
as DLC.
Maybe. Because, you know, people love Mewtwo, people like Roy. I just can't see them bringing them back, but I hope they do. It's because I like those characters.
Yeah.
But out of the OGs, the original 12, you've still yet to hear the names Ness, Captain Falcon, and Jigglypuff.
Mm-hmm. And Falco.
No, Falco's Melee.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Falco's not an OG.
Wait. Who am I thinking of? There's a fourth character. Mewtwo. But
Mewtwo's not OG.
Yeah. Well, no.
Out of the OG, out of the original 12.
Jeez, why am I always think Melee. I never think 64.
Out of the original 12 from 64, Ness, Captain Falcon, and Jigglypuff all remain missing.
Yes.
Which there's no doubt in my mind that they will all have their name called.
They have to, because I think even Sakurai said the original 12 will always be in these games. So
you have to.
Yeah.
So and now out of the characters who made the jump from Melee to Brawl, the ones who have not been announced, Ganondorf, Falco, Mr. Game & Watch, and Ice Climbers.
I don't know if I would kind of hope Ice Climbers comes back only because Rosalina's there with the Luma. So you have a 2-on-2 characters, and that matchup seems to be really interesting.
Well, the thing here is that with the Ice Climbers, you never really controlled Nana.
Yeah, that's true.
Nana was always like its own thing. If you pressed A, Nana would have a delayed A after that. So it's like you kind of controlled Nana, but not really. Whereas with Rosalina and Luma, you kind of control Luma.
Yeah, especially when you separate her from Rosalina, you can control both.
It's a different thing. There's no doubt in my mind that Falco, Ganondorf, and Game & Watch will come back, but the Ice Climbers, I have my doubts. I feel like I could see Nintendo being like, so let's scrap the Ice Climbers, guys.
That wobbling, though.
Oh, the wobble, man.
But Game & Watch has to come back. I mean, they showed him already. I mean, give us something, right? Game & Watch.
But like I said, there's Falco, Ganondorf, and Game & Watch. I'm 99% sure they'll return. But just something about the Ice Climbers, I'm sitting on 60-40 on a return.
Yeah, and then I mean, who knows? I don't know.
It's also I would like to say they're fan, but they're not even fan favorites. Like the Ice Climbers are they're always characters that are like in the afterthought.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't like it because they're wobbling. Because people think Ice Climbers, people think wobbling. That's what they think of.
But that's a Melee thing. They didn't really have wobbling in Brawl.
Yeah.
So
you could kind of, but it wouldn't be as infinite as
right.
Melee.
It wasn't 0 to 160 and then hammer dead.
Yeah. Like
it was in Melee. So I don't know.
And then some of the newcomers from Brawl that didn't make
some of the Brawl, the only were in Brawl that haven't been announced yet. Snake, Wolf, Wario, excuse me, Rob and Lucas, and there's another one, Pokemon Trainer, but I feel like Pokemon Trainer is in the game in the form of Charizard, but it's not Pokemon Trainer.
They're not going to have Squirtle and Ivysaur in the game.
Right.
Not like in Project M where they've separated the two, and people really like the Ivysaur a lot. I see a lot of Ivysaur players out there.
Yeah. But so I'm kind of considering Pokemon Trainer is just Charizard.
Yeah, that's it.
But as far as it goes, it's Snake, Wolf, Wario, Rob, and Lucas.
You could only hope. I don't know, because even Ness wasn't even mentioned, like we said before. If you don't have Ness or Lucas, even though you have their items in the game, that's kind of messed up. Unless you're just going to dismiss the whole entire Mother series completely.
Ness, like I said, Ness is in it. I'm sure Ness is in it.
Yeah.
I can see them doing away with Snake. I can see them doing away with Rob. I can see them doing away with Lucas.
Yeah, Rob was kind of a waste. I mean, I don't know. Snake, if they didn't get the rights for him by this point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so Snake, Rob, and Lucas are, in my mind, 100% out.
Yeah.
Then you have Wolf and Wario left.
Wario's definitely got to come back in the game.
I would think. You would think he'd be back, but I can also see him not.
In the Invitational, they did note that Mario had an alternate color that was like Wario's alternate color. So they're wondering if Wario was out.
He had that in Brawl too.
Yeah, so who knows?
And then Wolf.
Wolf's got to be out. He's too heavy, and he was too much like he was a slower version of Fox and Falco, unless they're going to change him and make him OP than Falco or Fox.
Well, I think I liked Wolf.
Yeah.
He wasn't. To me, I noticed there was difference about him. Like his A moves were different. He wasn't as fast as Falco and Fox. He was like the Ganondorf. He's not the Ganondorf. But he was the power one of the Star Fox characters.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like with his smile, everyone complained about their final smashes all being just the Landmasters, which that was stupid. That was stupid. We've already seen Fox's in the Invitational was Landmaster. If Falco comes back, I want them to do something else with him, and I could see Wolf giving him the Wolfen instead. His famous spaceship.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And he'll just shoot lasers at people. I think that'll be better than the Landmaster. So,
personally, I prefer the air.
Personally, yeah, I was about to personally, I prefer the air. So I like Falco. Falco's.
But who knows? And then I don't. Do you think they're gonna add any more new characters in the game? Because people are speculating, the opera singers from the Rhythm Heaven games.
Ugh, no, thank you.
I don't know. The character's cute, but I don't see him being in a fighter. He'd be like the maybe the serve bot of like Smash or something. I don't see it. I don't see that happening.
I don't either. I just they can still have room for more characters. Like
Ridley.
I think this Ridley, yeah, or your stupid 2D Mario idea.
It's in the video, dude. He's in the featured video with the amiibos. Like he's there.
I don't want to believe this at all. I don't know.
But that's the thing, Ridley. Going back to Ridley, because that's a character everybody wants, and in all honesty, I don't see why.
I do.
Why?
He's a dragon. It's a dragon.
But it doesn't fit with the rest of just like how Snake was kind of odded out in like Smash Bros. He was like the only kind of human guy, and everybody else is like these cartoony,
Right.
thing.
Well, to me, all you need to do for Ridley is just reskin Charizard, and you have Ridley.
But the size, though, not only the size, but then
shrink it. You shrunk Palutena. You shrunk Rosalina a little bit. Shrink Ridley.
But then, I mean, okay, then what's the fight stat? Like, is he flying all the time? Is he like walking? Like, I don't get. Like, I don't see how the moveset can work. I don't see it.
I honestly don't think they're gonna put Ridley in the game. As awesome as that would be, I could see them foregoing Ridley.
We could see them,
because if they bring boss battles back, you can't have Ridley fighting Ridley. That would be stupid.
Yeah.
So,
well, Master Hand was confirmed in the latest trailer, so Master Hand is back.
That because there's always gonna be a single player mode.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're gonna do boss battles again.
Unless they're gonna do the Ridley as a stage hazard.
Well,
again.
actually, they can't do boss battles again because they're not doing the subspace
That's
emissary.
true.
So boss battles out.
But Ridley still may be a stage hazard.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like to see Ridley because I like I'm a Metroid fan, but I understand why you don't see Ridley as an option here.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, you did say more representation of the Metroid series because there really isn't anybody but Samus.
It's Samus and Zero Suit Samus because what? It's the same person.
Yeah.
So you have the same character twice. I don't know.
Hey, there's Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, well, but it's hard to represent that series because that series is bunch of big giant monsters.
Yeah.
And one human. Like there are other human characters, but they're like nonsense characters you don't care about.
Yeah. That's like kind of
unless you're gonna put a Chozo in.
That's just like with Sonic. If you need more representation for Sonic, what are you gonna have, Tails and Knuckles in it? Like, you know what I mean?
Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's whatever.
So that's our discussion with Smash. Hopefully we'll see. We still got time for the end of the year. Hopefully it'll still come out by the end of this year.
Well, I think once the 3DS version comes close, if there's nothing else new named, then I guess you can call that the final roster.
Or the hidden characters.
Because there's always hidden characters, but I feel like that's where you're going to find the Game & Watch. That's where you're going to find the Falco, the Ganondorf. Falcon, Ness, Jigglypuff. They've always been hidden characters.
Because they're not going to do what Nintendo already did with Mario Kart 8, which they showed the whole roster, so there's no real surprises.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if they're really going to be that desperate to just, I mean, they're already, like I said, I've said it before, they've kissed the community's ass to try to get them to like really appreciate this game. A lot of the community has rejected it. A lot of the community has like embraced it and saying, look, we get why they're doing this, and we get this is still a game being made in progress. But a lot of people are just whatever with it. But understand that this is, please understand that this is still a game in progress. Hopefully the final product will be something completely different than what we played so far, and it'll be something good, and it will be good. It's Smash Bros. How could it not be good, except for Brawl? But even Brawl everybody jumped on the bandwagon of Brawl at first from Melee. So don't front like nobody liked Brawl.
My only problems with, I had a couple problems with Brawl, one of which was tripping. Tripping was the worst thing ever to happen to the game. And then it felt slower.
Yeah, the speed was definitely reduced. So that's about it.
That's kind of it for this little Smash Talk. We talked about Smash for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. So who knows? Hopefully this will be interesting for some people. We will be back next week to our regular scheduled 2 parts. Hopefully this will be up.
Well, also, I'll be going to play Best Buy.
Yes,
so I'll give my quick input on my my input on the
this-
how I feel about the game.
This Saturday is the last Best Buy Saturday, and I also want to be able to reserve the 3DS version, hopefully get a coin. I heard there's some controversy with the coin. I hope I have no issues. If there is an issue, then I'm not going to reserve the game there. That's it.
Yeah, because it's a drive for us.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to get my coin, cool, I'll reserve it there. But if they're like, no more coins, then we'll screw you. I'll reserve it at the GameStop next door in my house.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a GameStop like right near me. Like I could reserve it there. Like
Yeah.
it's much better than having me go to the freaking Palisades Mall.
Yeah.
So, and not only that, I mean, it's a drive and a toll.
Yeah,
Come on now.
The toll's only a few bucks.
Yeah, whatever.
But I'm a broke gamer. I gotta keep my money.
Yeah, that broke gamer status. So this is the Two Broke Gamers podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, we're going to be going back to the two-part program next week. This is just an E3 special, of course. And we'll see you guys next week.
Later.